And with that, we go beside one reporter. That reporter, our men's national team reporter, Matthew Scianitti from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He was part of our broadcast on Thursday night. Matthew, for the third straight match under Jesse Marsch, Canada fails to find the back of the net. Overall, how much is the entire team concerned about the fact they just cannot score right now?
Now, the one thing, Jay, that Alphonso Davies told me on the field behind me after the game is they got to change their attitude. And really, attitude also has to mean finishing. Because if you can't score, you're not going to beat anyone. And yes, it was Argentina. And yes, they're the #1 ranked team in the world. And yes, there was Lionel Messi. And at times, they were opening Canada up quite easily. But that's not because there was a lack of effort. You take a look at Moise Babito and Derek Cornelius at center back. This was the biggest games they've ever played. But Canada had their chances. Alphonso Davies was attacking on the left, cutting into Argentina almost at will towards the end of the first half. Jonathan David had chances in the second half. There were certainly set-piece opportunities for Canada there, so they left opportunities on the field. And they cannot advance. They cannot get to the point where they're actually competing on stages like this unless they score. You don't score, you don't get results, you don't move on in tournaments. It's that simple.
One of the biggest challenges for Jesse Marsch going into this tournament was just the fact they were going to be facing South American competition, Matthew. And you were pitch side for the entire match. What did you notice?
Everything about Copa America and all the flavor of it is as real as they say. Let me take you to halftime because Canada was walking off the field. I was right by the tunnel with their heads up. And Lionel Messi was not happy, and he was talking and remonstrating with his teammates. And then you saw what happened when they came out in the second half, or should I say Canada came out in the second half, and then Argentina made them wait, and they kind of sauntered out. Emi Martinez, the goalkeeper for Argentina, was kind of leading the way, almost to say, you can wait for us. And really, that's what the entire game kind of felt like. We will also take a look at the foul, or it looked to be a foul in the box on Moise Babito, and then the foul looked to be a foul on Jacob Schaffelberg outside the area. No calls. But this is going to be what Canada is going to face against Peru, and especially against former champions Chile. So they better learn a lesson tonight. I go back to that Alphonso Davies comment yet again. They got to change their attitude because the competition and the culture of Copa America ain't changing.
And you know, they are favored, Canada is, against Peru on Tuesday, Matthew. Do you think they can get a result in that match? And tell me why you do.
Well, before the game, I was right by Canada's locker room doing a lot of the broadcast interviews. And the one thing I heard out of this locker room from the players was their mantra for this tournament: no fear, all fight. And to fight, you got to get angry. And they have to get angry against Peru. And nothing against Peru, the team itself. As you said, this is a team over the last number of Copa Americas that regularly gets to the semifinals, so they are no slouches. But Jesse Marsch and his staff have been trying to turn the screw a little bit on Canada here. There's a lot of love on this men's team for how they play with each other, and there's talent here. But training out in the heat, pushing them mentally, Jesse Marsch wants to see what their level is. Tonight, I imagine that the coaching staff is going to want to see if they're going to get angry, because to have that fight, they're going to have to push back, and Peru's going to be in their way. What do they got?
I'll tell you one thing to not get angry about: Kansas City barbecue. You're going to be eating it. You're going with the team, right? Are you excited?
Me and cameraman Fred Mislawchuk. I love Peter Bradley, love producer Dennis Barron, but I know Fred Mislawchuk and I have, I think we've got reservations at some Kansas City barbecue. Can't wait.
And you absolutely deserve it. I can't wait to see you on the road with Canada Tuesday. This has been Beside One.